Thank you, Matthew, for that insightful look as to how counseling services view this issue. I want everyone to stop and think about what it feels like when you walk across A&M's campus. You can see bright sunshine piercing through the live oak trees. You can hear the train whistle. You can smell gunpowder from the Spirit of O2 if there's a football game. But more importantly, you can hear people greeting each other with howdy and a smile. And this is a really important part of the Aggie spirit that makes A&M such a positive environment. But this part of the Aggie spirit is slowly slipping away because of the deteriorating mental health of people on campus. In order to preserve the Aggie spirit and maintain a safe environment, Texas A&M University administration need to create more support for mental health issues across campus. Mental health is something that has been a growing issue in our culture these past few years, and the university administration needs to create a support system for these people in order to maintain that Aggie spirit and that safe environment that we know A&M to be. When students are struggling with mental health, the first thing that they tend to notice is a lack in productivity. When they don't feel their best because they're mentally struggling, they can't focus on their homework or their studies, and they notice that they can't be as productive as they thought they can. And because of this, their grades are typically the first thing to drop. In fact, the Department of Management in Delhi, India, publishes a journal in the Connect Journal that says that when students' mental health is struggling, they really have a hard time creating relationships, and they start to feel more and more isolated. It's this negative feedback loop of less positive relationships and worse mental health. And on top of that, they also talk about the productivity aspect of it and how that's one of the first things to fall. In addition to productivity, it's also motivation. Students are not motivated to get out of bed when they're struggling. They're not motivated to go to class. And because of this, they can't achieve their highest potential that they can. A&M is supposed to be helping the students, building them up to make them the best they can. And with lacking motivation and productivity, this is impossible for students. Not only are students affected by mental health issues, teachers are often overlooked. In a journal published by the British Journal of School Nursing, it talks about how scared teachers are to come forward with their mental health struggles because they don't feel supported by their universities, they don't feel accepted, and they're scared to admit that they're struggling with mental health for fear of losing their job, getting a pay cut, or simply being seen as weak or incapable. Currently, whenever there's a mental health issue, the university reports and writes down everything. This is another reason why students and teachers don't feel comfortable coming forward and seeking help for their mental health. A&M needs to find a way to protect privacy and be more supportive. In a study published by the National Council of Disability, it talks about how mental health struggles and the lack of students wanting to reach out for help is listed as one of the top 2 barriers towards achieving academics. So it's talking about how because students are so scared, their mental health is one of the top 2 things that is prohibiting them from achieving academically. A&M needs to provide more counseling services, more support, possibly even some form of academic leniency towards those students and teachers who are struggling with their mental health. When someone feels as if a group or the university cares about them, they're more likely to care about the university. So if Texas A&M University is not willing to care and support about its people, how does it expect the students and the teachers that's working under it every day to care about being an Aggie anymore? So, because of the growing mental health issue across campus and students and teachers, Texas A&M University administration needs to provide more support for the mental health issues. It's something that is a growing issue in our culture, and A&M needs to be that role model that it's always been. A&M is often the first one to come up with adaptable ways to be the best university, and it's a role model for other schools. It needs to step up and create those support systems and be a role model to show other schools how to be supportive for mental health. So, to summarize everything that my fellow colleagues have talked about, students, parents, teachers, outside counseling services, and the administration of Texas A&M University as a whole impact and are affected by mental health issues across campus. By the way Aggies interact with each other and students, we can impact and create a more supportive environment for those who are struggling with mental health. In the 2021-2022 school year, 17 Aggies were honored at Silver Taps. In the past 2 years that I've called myself an Aggie at A&M, I've honored 33 Aggies. And of those, I can say that 4 of those have personally been buddies of mine in the Corps Cadets. And if this isn't a good enough reason for A&M and Aggies as a whole to start being more supportive of each other for mental health, I don't know what will be.